everyone, I'm Cami Clements. I'm a podcaster from Hardy's Hotline. If you're a fan of Hallmark and When Calls the Heart, then you may have seen me. I'm also on the podcast Deliver Me a Podcast, so if you want to check those out. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. I am here with my dear friend, Victoria Bellamy Friedman. She and I have done acting projects together and stuff like that. We actually bumped into each other because of my daughter. Go figure. But we are here to talk about her first published work, Peevy's First Adventure. Hi, Victoria.
Hi, Cami.
I'm going to hand that to you so you can
you
hold
so
your work.
much.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so we have a lot to talk about with this because it's your first published work, right?
Right.
Okay, so I think what everybody wants to know is, how did you even get started with writing? Because this is obviously a great hit with kids. So what did it for you? What got you onto that path?
Oh, I'm so flattered, Cami. Thank you. What actually got me onto the path of writing was my third grade teacher, Miss McKenna. And she had a project for us kids to create our own fairy tales.
Oh, fun!
Yes, and I got to watch Shrek for the first time with my parents, and I was pretty inspired by that, ironically. And right, great choice. And you know, they had the book also in the classroom.
Sure.
So I was like, oh, there's Shrek 1, but Shrek 2 is missing. So
You didn't.
I did.
I
did. I wrote a second book to Shrek. No copyright infringement here. Okay, it was just a thing that a little kid did. But I did it with my dad. He helped
so
me.
that's the first story that you ever wrote, and it was because of Miss McKenna.
It was. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
She was awesome. She was an Australian teacher. She was so fun. She gave us Vegemite.
Oh my gosh.
And it's an acquired taste, but I'm very grateful that she gave it to us to try.
Oh, well, you're braver than I am. I've heard horror stories.
It's tasty and it's right. Just like wasabi is, you know?
No. All right, so you also illustrated the pictures.
I did.
Yes. So did you start drawing at the same time that you started writing, or did that come before or later? Tell us about that.
So I would say it came later.
Okay.
I experimented with stick figures and everything else, and then anime with my high school friends and stuff like that. Pretty hilarious because some of the characters looked thinner than Tim Burton's characters, to tell you the truth. But that was just a style.
Is that even possible?
Believe me, even my friends were scratching their heads. Like, oh, okay, this is new. So my husband gave me a tablet as a gift for Christmas. Yes, it was very, very sweet. And I downloaded a free app called Kryta.
Oh.
And on that app, you know how you can maximize, minimize.
Sure.
So I collected all of the photos that we had taken during the first year of my son's life,
Mm-hmm.
and I maximized it, and then I put my drawing to the side. I didn't trace it. All I did was I looked at the shapes of my face, my husband's face, my baby's face, and then I started drawing from there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very special. It's very, very special, especially since it's about my son, so...
And now we were talking about this a little off camera, but there's somebody from your personal life that inspired you to write this book in the first place.
Well, he got me my publisher.
Okay.
He is an amazing friend. His name is also Paul, which is funny because there's a lot of Pauls within the family.
Quite a few.
We were actually doing background work for a documentary for Cowboy Cartel.
Okay.
And we started talking. He's really cool. He's been in Bass Reeves and stuff like that. His background there too.
So was I.
Oh, there you go. You might even know him.
I might.
And he's just really, really nice, loves music, and we just started talking about our hobbies and everything else. And I was talking about having a book and looking for a publisher, and he goes, I happen to know a publisher. And he was like, if you send me your book, as long as it's copyrighted, then I'll send it to her and see if she wants to meet you. And luckily enough, she did want to meet me, and we connected by email, and she asked for my first 2 illustrations, which that is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Because if she doesn't like the illustrations, then she's not going to like the book. But she saw the illustrations, and from there we had a meeting, and PB's first adventure was born.
Wow.
So, yeah, very fortunate.
That's one thing about the acting industry. You get a lot of connections.
Yes. Yes, you do.
All right. So let's talk about the book itself for a second.
Okay.
I'm sure that your readers can probably figure this out, but who inspired PB's first adventure, just for the record?
I don't know. Maybe PB, my son, but that's sarcasm. Yeah, no, it's my son. My son inspired. My family inspired this book. I'm just gonna talk about it briefly because I feel like we don't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
In women and things like that.
Absolutely.
I did have postpartum depression. So drawing the illustrations and looking at all of the memories, because I had a full-time job while my son was about 3 months old, so I missed a lot. But there were a lot of pictures taken by the grandmas and everything, and I had them during the weekend, so I'm fortunate with that. But I felt like I missed a lot. But when I started looking through the pictures, I realized that I was always there, so that just helped with the depression. And then my cousin Rosalinda actually pointed out that if you go through the book, you can notice that the colors turn more vibrant as you get towards the end of the book.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
And I've read it at least 3 times now. Wow, that is amazing.
Thank you.
So this was very cathartic.
Yes, it was. Yes,
amazing.
It was.
And can't help but notice that there's a taller gentleman who's in the book. So your husband makes an appearance as well.
He definitely makes it. How can I not do, a book with the baby and not the family members, right? I mean, I guess I could, but
it's possible.
It is possible, but that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to show that it takes a village to help a baby from the beginning to, to the end of their life. So, because it's ongoing. And
is your husband supportive of your writing career?
Very much so.
Excellent. You got to have a supportive husband.
Oh, God,
That's
yeah.
key. It's key.
It's key. And a supportive family. Yeah. No, and friends. I have a lot of people that have been very supportive, so I'm very blessed.
Yeah.
So
it takes a village.
It does.
Not just to raise a child, right?
No, to raise a mom.
We know a little bit about that, don't we?
Just a bit.
All right, now this is kind of a fun question that I like to ask my authors that I interview.
Okay.
Are you a pantser or a planner? And if you don't know those 2 terms, those are kind of circulating in the writing community. Do you plan? Are you a planner? Or do you just write by the seat of your pants? Are you a pantser? So are you a planner or a pantser?
Pantser. Guilty as charged. But, there's still some level of planning, right?
Oh, of course.
Because I was like, okay, which picture is going to go to which sentence and things like that. So, but definitely a pantser.
So what came first for you? Was it the writing and then you added in the illustrations, or did the illustrations inspire the writing?
Writing inspired the illustrations.
Okay, so you started writing things and then you said, okay, I'm going to draw a picture of this. And
yeah, so what happens is, like, for me as a child or even as an adult, I love Robert Minchin's I Love You Forever.
Oh.
It's one of my favorite books.
Don't.
I know,
make me cry.
I will stop. And what happens is I felt like the writing matched the illustration. Like, it was like a movie for me growing up. And my mom used to read it to me. And now I read it to my son in both English and Spanish. So, te quereré para siempre.
Oh my
and
gosh.
he loves it. And I some people think it's weird that the mom is coming, but it's just, for me, it's like signifying love. We're always going to love our kids no matter what. And then the fact that the mom showed so much love to her son that at the very end he was holding his mother, and then he got to hold his baby at the end of the story.
Starts the cycle.
Starts the cycle all over again. Yeah. But yeah, that's.
Oh,
I know. Get a little bit teary-eyed. I know.
I think someone's chopping onions.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Do you have a specific time of day when it's better for you to work, or is it just kind of whenever inspiration hits?
Oh, okay. So when he was first born and I started this venture, it was during his nap times.
Oh, yeah.
Or late at night. So I would say...
Got Joe March over here.
Inspiration, 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Sometimes I finish at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I wake up the next day and I'm with my son and I'm like, yay, coffee.
Yep, we definitely got Joe March here. And don't stay up too late.
It's the only way to get anything done,
Okay, so if you're staying up that late, then you gotta have fuel. So what's your favorite go-to snack when you're writing?
Popcorn. Popcorn, sea salt popcorn, and then I like to add like Sun Chips with it, or Doritos, or baked. I like, you have to mix it, popcorn and chips.
Popcorn casserole.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, we in the Bellamy household, that's just what we did.
Oh, so that's the way you guys had popcorn.
Yes.
See, that is a really cute way to incorporate your childhood with your writing career. That's perfect.
It is.
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. All right. So now this might be a little bit harder to answer because it's a small book. It's a children's book. But was there a part of the book that you just felt completely inspired while writing? You were just smiling the whole time, or maybe you were giggling a little bit. Just what was your favorite part of the book to write?
The very end.
Okay.
So that one took a long time because I think I drew around 49 people. So each person in the story, which was, I'm even getting choked up about it. Because I have family, I have friends that all gathered, even if they weren't here physically. Like, I drew my aunt from Mexico in there, and I drew, his aunts and uncles here, and then my parents, my in-laws, my husband. I could just go on, and my best friends. Like, everybody that I felt like, and of course I could have kept drawing. There's, a lot more people that need to be in this book that just, at that time, I was thinking about who's close right now. But that's where book 2 will come, because book 2 will be my family in Mexico and everything else. So
here's a book 2.
Well, not yet. We're working. It's in the process. It's coming. Oh, my publisher. We're talking about it, but it's still getting finalized and everything else. And publisher first. Can't jump the gun.
No.
Can't jump the gun. It's just, I think most writers can identify that, they keep working on book 2, 3, 4, whatever. They're just jotting down the ideas, and then they're drawing, and then they're praying the publisher just goes out something.
Oh, yeah. There's a very big difference between what's published and what's ready, or what's in the head.
In the head. Yep. Just right now, it's just in the creative process. Right now, my publisher, which is amazing, Teddy, she just really wants me to focus on book 1 and promoting book 1.
Oh,
and that's where my energies have been going towards.
Well, you got to have a stable foundation and a really solid rock to build upon. So
that's true.
Yeah. That's Teddy is very wise.
I know. Very blessed.
So this kind of answers my next question. I was going to say, did you have a favorite picture that you drew? But so it sounds like the favorite part of the book to write and the favorite picture were one and the same.
They were one and the same. Yeah, especially like his first year and then ending with like the village gathering all together for his first birthday. That was very special.
So were there any people who are no longer with us that are included in the picture? Did you draw those people as well, or did you just draw the people that could physically be with him?
Physically? At this time. Yes.
Oh, at this time.
Yeah, no, I think I have other plans because they were definitely inspiration for growing up and everything. Sure. So Spanish, my Mexican culture heritage is very much ingrained in me.
You don't say.
Right? Just a little bit darker than anything else, but and my family's awesome. But the biggest thing is my main goal would be to teach people Spanish one word at a time.
Oh.
And I'm thinking of ways of how can I convey that? How can I help? I don't really speak Spanish that much. I speak with my mother. I speak with...
Lying. I've heard her speak Spanish. She's amazing. We converse in Spanish sometimes.
Sí, hablamos y todo eso, but
no puedes.
Okay, está bien. Traigo un acento. I have an accent.
Yes.
Which I'm going to break out of that shyness because, I mean, I have to use it or you lose it, and that's the truth.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And I'm teaching my son Spanish right now.
Oh, valuable skill. Very valuable.
Very, very valuable.
So can we take a look at this picture that inspired? Yes, please.
Yes, absolutely. It's this picture right here.
Oh my gosh.
Family and
look at this.
Friends and just I just want my son, when he's looking at this, or any child, like, oh, there's love emanating out of the pages, because that's the main goal.
So many people surrounding him.
Yes.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I was on the New Haven Publishing website.
Oh.
And I went on to the Phoenix Press. That's where you can find PB's first adventure is under the Phoenix Press icon on the New Haven Publishing website. And It sounds like your book has not just been published in the States. It's available in it's available almost internationally.
It's worldwide. That's yes. Teddy's amazing. There's like so many different amazing authors, illustrators on her website. We're published worldwide, like India, Mexico. It's online though.
Yes.
So brick and mortar, I'm working to get my book, and they're working to get their books in brick and mortar.
Right.
I'm fortunate because like I'm in Morrison's Gifts in Waco. And then on the New Providence Hospital, they have my book in their gift shop.
Yes.
So I'm very happy about that.
I remember that.
And then Salado, I have a few. So, little by little. And I have a few in some school libraries as well. So
baby steps.
Just baby steps. Yeah, it's just one step at a time, and we will see.
And one day you're going to look behind you and see all those baby steps and say, oh, it got me to right here.
as long as families are conversing when they read this book, because that's really what, of course I did it for my son. I mean, that's evident. But I also did it because I want families to talk at the dinner table or at nighttime and just ask, oh, this happened to PB. This must have happened to me. How did that happen? What was, when I was born, what was going on? That's what I want. A way for kids and parents to connect.
Okay, I'm a mom of 4. That just hit me straight in the heartstrings. Oh my gosh. There is nothing like dinner time conversation.
That's big.
It's huge.
It's huge.
I mean, all of the family shows, The Cosby Show, Full House, all of those, they had dinner time conversations. One of my favorites, you're probably a little too young for this, but it's The Waltons. It was in the 70s and early 80s. And they would spend entire days filming the meal scenes because meals were such a big deal to this family growing up in the Great Depression. And dinner time was huge. And if someone wasn't at the dinner table when the blessing was said, then you go out and find them because it's dinner time. So and in a world when we're losing all of that, to say, this is what I want to have happen, I want people to talk around the dinner table, it's a beautiful thing.
It really is. I mean, being a new mom and everything, you think you know it, but you do not know anything. That is what I have learned. I was like, dinner time, whatever. But as I'm getting older, I'm like, oh no, this is important. Because my 3-year-old, when we sit down and we have a meal, look, we're all sitting down. Here's daddy at the table. Here's mommy at the table. We're all eating together. And he's so happy. So that's why I'm like, okay, this is very important and we need to keep this.
So that's the lasting impression. That's the legacy that you want to have your book leave with people.
Yeah. Family. Family is what's important. The people that are there to support you, they're important. Because he's going to be growing up. I want him to see, strong connections between parents or partners or, I just want him to see him happy and to grow that stable foundation. So when he's a partner, he's going to have that same love towards his partner, towards his family. So
good for you.
Thank you.
Raising those great people to grow up and
same with you, Cammy. Same with you. And Mama's out there too. Grandparents and aunts.
We're all working hard to try to do our part, aren't we?
That's right. Daddies too. We can't miscount the daddies or uncles or grandparents. We just can't. It takes a village.
Well, we're not here to talk about me, so I'm not even going to get started. But I'll just say amen to that. Grandparents, fathers, it's all so important. All right, so you talked about one future project that you might be working on. Right. Do you have anything else in your head that might be milling around, churning into an idea?
I mean, I'm kicking around the idea of like a children's show, so I'm working on that, but animation and everything else takes time. And everything is, I'm learning on the cuff, like YouTube videos and everything else, and like studying different artwork. My, surprise, I'm an old Disneyer. Well, Disney, those videos where he's like, come along with me and let me show you my background process.
Hey, Tink.
Yeah, that's it. And here's Tinkerbell right here. So
I don't have that
is. You could, but you're more like Wendy. You're right.
I'm more like Wendy. I'll take it.
That's what I'm trying to say. I love that type of in-depth artwork. That's kind of where my brain is, but one step at a time. The book is first, and then I'm just mapping it out right now. So that's where we're at.
So from book to TV, typical.
Well, we will see. And then the second book, and then hopefully I plan to be in PB's world for a while.
Okay, so you want... Yeah. I mean, the title implies it, PB's first adventure. You want PB to have a lot of adventures.
I want him to have a lot of adventures, but like the biggest thing is the character's inspired by my son.
Right.
I am separating my son from character.
Right.
Because, well, he's not a towhead. He was never a towhead blonde. He was just a dirty blonde, but now he's my brunette. And,
you're right.
Like, PB's a different type of character, just like Mickey was for Walt Disney.
So. Started out as Mortimer.
Oh, you're right. Mortimer the Mouse.
Yeah. And then became Mickey. So.
That's true. Steamboat Willie.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, now we're nerding.
Yeah, we are. Just a little bit.
So, as an author,
yes.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What do you want to have accomplished?
A few more books out.
Okay.
For sure.
How many?
It's kind of ambitious. I I would like to say 5, but I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe 3.
Okay.
I think that's more accomplished.
That's a decent goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to have 3 books published in the next 5 years.
Yes.
And what about, not status, but what kind of writer do you want to stick to? Children's books? Do you want to maybe try a novel? Do you want to, what's your thinking on that front?
Oh, I just feel like children's books is just so relaxing. It calms me down because I'm so focused on what I'm drawing and creating for others that I can't imagine a world without, children's books. Like, I grew up with Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends. I loved his illustrations.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah. Eric Carle. And we already talked about Robert Munsch. And then there's so many other amazing authors that I've met also along the way that have children's books too. So, and we all discuss it, and it's the same thing. We just love creating a world for kids. It's a safe space, especially when parents are reading to kids. It's that safe space. It's that nourishing, and they're not only learning how to read, but they're also there's so many emotional development books that's helping them to think and breathe through their emotions, and I feel like that's critical, and helping them problem solve. So nope, I can't imagine a world without children's books.
She keeps answering my questions before I ask them. Darn it.
Sorry.
All right, so my next question was, why do you write? Which you kind of already answered, but there are different facets and different avenues. So you talked about the reason why you write for other people.
Right.
You can't imagine a world without children's books, and you want to help people learn how to read and stuff like that. But what about for you? Why does Victoria write for Victoria's sake?
Creativity.
Okay.
I feel like if I'm not writing, drawing, singing, I feel like I'm not being. I don't. I feel like you can identify with that. Like, it's just
more than I care to admit.
If we're not singing, for a musical theater, numbers in the house, just cooking breakfast, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing awake? You know what I mean? Just to be. I
saw a sweatshirt recently that I think really applies right here. Says, I don't sing all the time. Oh wait, yes I do.
Yes I do. Exactly. So it's just being. Being is creating. So, and also so my son can see, oh, mom is doing stuff that she likes to do. I want to do that too. Maybe for himself, maybe for his future wife or what partner, whatever. I just want him to know that as long as there's love, support, he's going to be fine. That's a solid foundation.
Sounds good to me. All right. One final question.
Okay.
If anybody were to ask you, how do you want to be remembered? What would you answer?
Oh my goodness. You know what? And it's so interesting because I compare my 20s to 30s.
Who doesn't?
We're self-centered punks when we're 20s. Okay? We are just, I thought it was work. I wanted to be remembered for my work. That's not my answer anymore. I could take that paper and scrap it and throw it as far as I can throw it. To be kind. Kindness is what matters. I want to be remembered as a person that makes people smile, laugh. That's my goal. Because at the end of the day, that's what we take with us, is the lasting impression, the lasting memory. Our work, it's not going to go with us. So, and for, obviously for PB to be like, oh, I was loved by mom very much. So, and my husband, and family too.
Oh, him too.
Him too. Him too. That's right. Him too. Yes, I do love my Philip very much.
Oh, well, and I've, met the guy once or twice. And he's pretty special. These two make quite the dynamic duo.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, he sustains me with coffee, so it's good.
Just hold the cup and Philip's right here.
I mean, not to that effect,
No.
right? And I sustain them with tea. So there you go.
We go.
There you go.
So that's what you want to be remembered for, right? Coffee and tea.
Yeah, just that. That's right. That's just coffee and tea. Kindness out the window.
No.
You're right. I'll take my kindness over
Yeah.
coffee.
Take that. Okay, so before we go, tell everybody where they can get the book.
Oh yeah, so you can get PB's First Adventure on the Barnes & Noble website, Amazon website, Walmart website, or you can come to one of my author events that I sometimes have. I have that on my website as well.
She'll have to keep us updated with that. Now, what's the website? Tell us.
It's a long one, Cammie. It's a long one. It's going to be right here. And yeah, it's worldwide and different stores. And of course, I love, whatever stores. But if you can support your brick and mortar, please do, because...
Support the local stores.
Support the local stores! Because it's hard. It's hard to make a living nowadays. And yeah, sure, we can buy everything online, but it's way more special to be able to pick up a book and be able to flip through the pages.
Especially if you go buy it with your kids.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you want to go to local author events, that's pretty cool too, because authors will sign the book and everything else.
Be there.
Yes, I will be there. I will.
Well, I would just like to say thank you so much for joining us. I thought that this was so much fun.
Same here.
And I hope that all of you had just as much fun as I did, or more so. I'm Cammie Clements. We have been talking to Victoria Bellamy Friedman.
And I've been talking to Cammie.
And we hope that you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in your day. Remember how important you are. And remember that no matter where you are, no matter how you're feeling, you matter and somebody cares.
That's right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.